What's going on, guys? Adam Snyder here with the Home and Entrepreneur. So in today's video, I want to answer the questions that you guys asked last week. In a live stream that I did last week, I got a bunch of questions, and even over on Facebook I asked the same thing. What do you guys want to know? What can I teach you? Well, today's video I'll be going over those questions for Amazon FBA. Now, what are those questions? So this video is actually going to be broken down into 4 different sections. Each section, I'm going to put the timestamp next to it over here on the screen in just a second. So I'll be going over tools I use, FBA storage fees, the scanning apps that I recommend and how you can read them, and then sourcing options and who they're best for. So you can see them right there. Those are the things I'm going to be going over, and those are the timestamps. So if you want to know a certain answer to one of those questions, go to that time in this video and you can check it out from there. So as far as the tools that I use, let's start there. So for Amazon FBA, I'm using a bunch of different tools. I'm using software, I'm using repricers, I'm using pricing, tracking software, all this stuff, because I want to make sure that my business is running efficiently as possible. So what's the first thing I use? Right here, this is the KDC 200i. It's just a simple barcode scanner. That's all it is. You connect it or pair it to your phone. So as long as you have a smartphone, got it. All you gotta do is scan. Start scanning stuff inside the store. As long as it's paired to your phone, all the information goes right to your phone. Now, all the questions I get all the time. Why should I pay money for something like this when I could just use my camera on the back of my phone? And that's a great question. The reason why you use a portable small barcode scanner like this, okay, a scan fob, or is what some people call them, is because this does not use the battery of your phone. So when you are scanning stuff with your phone, you use a lot of the battery. If you're going to be out for a day, scanning just 100% scanning stuff, you are going to go through your battery very quickly. Also, a scan fob or a KDC 200i like this goes very quick. You push the button on top, it scans it, and that's it. As soon as the laser hits the barcode, it's input into your phone and you're pulling up information. You don't have to wait for your phone, the camera, to adjust, to dial it in, to focus on the barcode. It's automatic, and that speeds things up so much. If you don't have one, I highly recommend it if you're doing any retail arbitrage. If you're doing private label, you're doing wholesale, you're doing online arbitrage, this tool does not really help you out. The second tool that I use right here, this is the Motorola Symbol. This is my office scanner. The reason I use this is because once I get all the inventory in from retail arbitrage or from online arbitrage, then I have to scan it in to Inventory Lab, which is my listing software of choice, and also it's my tracking software. This is what I use to make sure I understand, okay, this is what I paid for it, this is what it sold for, this is how much I made. So if you're not using Inventory Lab, I highly recommend it. It's like $49 a month, but it is well worth it. Another thing that I use that I love, I've been recommending this from day one, right here, this is the Smart Way. This is the Ace 110. It's just a little scale, okay? Look how big it is. It's like the size of my face. But this weighs up to 110 pounds. As you know, Amazon, you can send in boxes up to 50 pounds. So because of that, this right here will do the trick. I've weighed big boxes on it. I've weighed small boxes. It works. It is small. It is fairly lightweight. So, and it runs off battery. Okay, it runs off battery. You don't even need to plug it in. The nice thing about this is you can take it anywhere you need to go. As far as my label printer, okay, so this would be I use a Dymo 450 Turbo. That's what I like to use. Some people use the Dymo 4XL. Some people like to use the Duo. So it really just depends on what you want. But I find the 450 Turbo works completely fine for me, so I continue to use it. Now, you don't need the fanciest, label printer out there. You don't need the newest edition. These work. I have people that are using the 450, just the regular one, and it continues to work just fine. It's not like it spits the things out so fast they can't, keep up. Okay, so just understand, find something that works for you. I like the 450 Turbo, but that is just me. Now, if you want to check out any of these products I'm talking about, they will be in the description box below, so you can go check them out there. They'll all be over on Amazon. As far as my laser printer, you need a laser printer. Now, whether you're using a Dymo, you're using something like that, that's just printing the labels, or you have an actual printer. I like to have an actual printer because I print out a lot of things, not just for Amazon FBA. So I use a Brother printer. I'm always using Brother. That's the one I continue to go back to because I've never had any issues. A Brother laser printer, you can't go wrong with any of those. Just go look on Amazon, read the reviews, find some that are a decent price. You can usually find the small ones, the ones that just do black. You can find those for probably $50 to $80 on Amazon, and they are great products. I've talked about this before. What do I use for repricing? There's so many options out there. I go back to the same thing. I tried one thing, it did okay, try another thing, and it just worked just fine. And it's very cheap. That is Be Cool. There will be a link. I think you get like a 14-day or 20-day, 28-day trial in the link below, so go check it out. It is a great way to get more sales if you're doing retail arbitrage or online arbitrage. This is a tool you need to have because there's so much competition out there. So I highly recommend Be Cool as the choice. This is what I recommend, okay? This is what I'm currently using today because it works. It reprices all my inventory. I've never had any issues with it, so I continue to use it, and I back their software. And like I said, I use Inventory Lab. I'm gonna continue to use Inventory Lab. There's other software out there, but Inventory Lab has been working for me. That's where I've been using for the last 3+ years, and it works. They continue to do updates, and it's always working. Whenever there's an issue, they are on it, they are fixing it, and you are back in business. Okay, so if you struggle to list stuff quickly, Inventory Lab will help you out. Yes, paying $50 a month for a software that you don't know if it works or not. Go try it out. Inventory Lab is a great software. I highly recommend it. I think they give you 1 month free trial. You don't even have to put in your credit card information. So at the end of the month, all that happens is if you like it, you pay for it and you continue to run their software. If you don't like it, that's it, you're done. Okay, so that was just a brief kind of, letting you know what I use, why I recommend it, why I like it. Now, you do not have to use any of those things. You can go use whatever you want, but that's what I use. Now, let's go over the Amazon FBA storage fees. So as you can see here, this is right off of Amazon. I'm actually just reading it right off the page. So Amazon says between January and September, their standard size for their storage fee is 64 cents per cubic foot. For oversized items, it's 43 cents per cubic foot. Between October and December, it is, for standard size, is $2.35. For oversized, it's $1.15. The reason why the price goes up for October through December is because Amazon doesn't want you sending in stuff that's gonna sit, because they want their storage facility, their warehouses, to be pretty much the products come in and they are flowing out. They want to move inventory because this is Q4. This is their busiest time of the year. They're going to go through millions and millions of dollars in products, so they don't want stuff sitting. That is why they increase the Amazon FBA storage fees. So just understand, and you can get this, I'll put the link to this page in the description box below as well, so you can go read it yourself, but just understand this is cubic foot, okay? Per cubic foot. So you need to measure your items if you're not sure, or just look on your Amazon seller app and see what it says is going to be the storage fee. How big are these items? Because if you know that, you should be able to figure out how much it's going to cost you and if it's going to be worthwhile to even send in. This next image that I'm showing you, I'm not sure exactly if this is this year or not, but what you need to understand is that when you have inventory sitting at Amazon for a long time, and I know a lot of people do this as well, especially people that are selling books, selling stuff that they're not really sure is gonna move, their stuff sits for maybe 6 months, maybe longer than a year. When it sits for between 6 to 12 months, you're getting charged like $11 per square foot. The price just jumps. The reason for that is Amazon doesn't want your inventory sitting if it's not selling. Now, if your product is sitting for 365 days or longer, it jumps to over $22 per cubic foot. The reason why this is because Amazon doesn't want inventory sitting for 6 months or 12 months or anything longer. So what they're doing is they are just hammering you with fees, hoping that you will pull that item so that they don't have to deal with it anymore. So if you're getting killed, if you're being hammered with Amazon FBA storage fees, then you need to look at what you are selling, not directly look at Amazon saying, hey, they're hitting me with all these fees, what's going on? This is a ripoff. No. Amazon's not doing that. What they're doing is trying to get you to pull your inventory before it hits those dates, because they don't want stuff sitting that will not sell. So now let's talk about the different types of scanning apps you can use. There are many different ones out there. The starting one that I always recommend is the Amazon Seller app. It is the basic app you get when you have a professional account. Now, the reason why I recommend the Amazon Seller app is because not only does it give you all the pricing, it's an Amazon app. So it gives all the information that it has. You know, every other app is pulling stuff from an API and only gets a limited amount of information. Amazon has the information. So Amazon's gonna make sure their app is the best one. Obviously, gives you all the information. Now, what you need to keep in mind is that not only does Amazon tell you the prices, tell you what stuff's selling for, the ranking, excluding clothing and shoes, I believe, I think are the only two categories that they don't give their ranking on. But what they do is they also tell you whether you can sell the product, that item, in new condition or not. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. But Amazon Seller app is the best one in my opinion to use as a starter. But then I also recommend the FBA. It's called FBA Scan. It's another great app. I think it's like $40 a month. And the third one is called Profit Bandit. I think that's like $9 a month. That's a great one as well. If you use Inventory Lab, you get a software scanning app called Scoutify. That is free with Inventory Lab, so you can go check that one out as well. Other than that, I'm not really sure what else is out there. There's other ones out there I know that probably do the exact same thing, but these are the ones that I recommend that I've used in the past. Currently, I'm using the Amazon Seller app and FBA Scan. Okay, so now I'm gonna pull up all I think there's 3 different items. I'm pulling them up on my phone and I'm gonna explain how I'm reading them, what I'm looking at, and kind of walk you through my process, okay? So the first one right here is the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II. What you will see is that it's ranked 183 in camera. This is a very good ranking camera. This means this camera is moving. If you don't understand what the ranks are, if you don't understand if something's gonna be sold in the first month or not, all you need to do, it's a free software. Go to junglescout.com/estimator. That link will be in the description box below. Go there and all you gotta do is find the category that the product's in, type in 183, and you're gonna see exactly or roughly how many of these items will sell every single month based on that particular ranking. So, another thing you're going to see right here, it says new, Amazon selling it for $679. There are other FBA sellers selling from $679 as well. And then if, well, I'm not going to click on use, but you can see right here, it also says you cannot sell this product in new condition. It is a Canon product. Canon products I cannot sell in new condition. I don't know many people that can, but if you can, great. If not, no big deal. Sell it as used, like new, and obviously if it's selling used, it does not come with a warranty. So when I actually click on the gross proceeds, the $620, okay, it's telling me right there $58 for FBA fees, or fees with FBA. If I click on gross proceeds, it's gonna show me all the numbers. It's gonna break it down. So if I sold it for $679, my fees with FBA would be $58.28. Shipping to Amazon is going to cost me 72 cents. The reason for that is because I have it set as 50 cents per pound is what it costs me to ship to Amazon. Normally it costs me about 35 to 38 cents per pound. I like to go up a little bit higher just because I don't want to lose money based on my calculations being off. Gives me the net proceeds of $620.00. You can also see here I do not put in the cost of goods. The reason why is because when I go to a store and I see this camera is $400, I can figure that out very quickly. Okay, minus 400, $220 profit for this one item. Great, I'm gonna buy it. That's how I go over this. Now, let's go to the next item. The next one is a Mickey. It's a Just Play Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Hot Diggity Dancing Mickey. I've sold these a lot in the past. This one is currently at 11,000 in toys. Okay, decent amount of reviews. You know, for 3.5 star, not bad. Something I would definitely pick up again. You can see here, low price, $43.99, but it is not being sold by Amazon at this time. The reason why that is important is because if it's not being sold by Amazon and you're just competing with other FBA sellers, other merchants, not bad. You can easily do that. Amazon's not gonna, you know, hog the buy box 100% of the time. So this would be a great item to get into if you can buy it at a decent price. It's selling for a low price of $43.99. Has 20 different offers. Okay, 34 new offers, and that's merchants. Okay, so 20 from FBA, $43.99. What you need to understand is if you do not have a repricer, that you may price it at $43.99. By the time you ship it into Amazon, the price may be down to $41.49, maybe, you know, $29.99. You never know, or it could be up at $54.49. You never know where it's going to be. So as long as you have a repricer, your repricer should be able to reprice it to kind of give you, put you in a more competitive pricing strategy than where you were currently at. So that's why I recommend a repricer. Now, the reason why I mentioned 20 sellers, and I didn't mention this in the other one, is because when there are more than 10 sellers, you're gonna have and even if you have 2 or 3 sellers, there's still the likelihood people are gonna try to reprice. If they all have automated repricers and they're all trying to be a penny lower, you're just gonna get that ripple effect and everyone's just gonna be the race to the bottom. You probably heard that saying before. It is an actual thing. So with 20 sellers, I wouldn't be hesitant to buy this product. I would still buy it depending on what the profit was, but I would be aware that there's a bunch of sellers on this. So just be cautious that you don't overbuy. Don't buy 1,000 units of this and think you're gonna be able to sell all 1,000, you know, before everyone else, because chances are they're gonna undercut you in price. They're gonna get some sales, you're gonna get some, and it's go back and forth. So just be aware of that when you are looking at these different charts. So it says right here, $43.99. Fees with FBA are $16.44. Not bad. Shipping to Amazon is $1.40. It's obviously a bigger item than that camera that I showed you. So net proceeds $26.15. So let's say this item, I know I picked this item up before from Walmart for 10 bucks. So if I pick this up from Walmart for $10, so minus the $10, that means I have a profit of $16.15. That means I made 160% profit, 160% ROI, okay, return on investment. That is a very good deal. So let's say I'm gonna make that, okay, I make $16. That is great. I would gladly make $16 off this item every single time. But you gotta keep in mind, there's other sellers out there. So when you're reading this, make sure you understand, okay, I'm making $16, that's great. Even if I'm personally, me personally, I am fine making 30%. So if I spend $10 and I make $3 off something, I will gladly buy it. That is just me personally. Other you guys out there, you may be sticking to 50%, 60%, or 100% or higher, and that's fine. Stick to whatever your buying requirements are. You don't have to jump down to mine. These are just my numbers, okay? So if I make $3, I will continue to buy it. So what that means is this item will technically be closer to about $30, maybe a little bit less than that. If it sells for, so I have a $13 wiggle room. If people start undercutting my price, I can come down and still make my margins. That's where I look at. Now, let's go to one other product. This one right here, this is the DeWalt, it's an impact combo kit. So this thing right here, I can sell DeWalt. As you can see, this is actually my account. You can sell this product in new condition. A lot of you guys might not be able to sell DeWalt, and that's completely fine. Every seller account is different, but just know, it's telling you if you can sell this product in new condition or not. This one right here, it's a bigger item, has a 4.5 star rating, which is good. It's selling at 7,803 in tools, which is still very good. It's going to be moving. $199 is the price. $199.75 is the Amazon price. So you need to understand Amazon right here is on this listing. Now, the reason why this is important is because there's only 2 other FBA sellers, but they're listed at $199. Do I think, you know, I would be able to get this thing sold at $199? Yes. Let me explain why. Amazon charges sales tax. Okay, you do not have to charge sales tax. If you don't, and Amazon does, let's say it's 10% sales tax on $199. That means the $19 taxes is what they're paying. So the person buying from Amazon, actually buying from Amazon, is going to pay what, $218. But if they bought from me, they're paying $119 or $199. So almost $20 less to buy from somebody that has a great rating, but is not technically Amazon. So just want to keep that in mind. Now there are merchant sellers for selling for $189. I don't really worry about merchant just because they are merchant. Now they still can get the sale and all that stuff, and that's fine. But with FBA, normally you can charge more and still get the sale. Okay, I try to go right about 15 to 20% higher than a merchant seller, just because I know I can continue to get the sales. Now let's go into the gross proceeds and talk about that for a second. So $199 is what I'm going to sell it for. The fees with FBA is $31.69. Shipping to Amazon, $5.89. So it all adds it up. And then $161.42 is what I get back. That does not include what I paid for this item. If I paid $150 for this item, I'd make $11.42. That would be a bad deal. I wouldn't do it. If I paid, let's say $100 for this item, I'm gonna make $61.42. I will buy this every single day. I will buy it so many times because I know this is gonna sell. Okay? With tools, this is just me personally, from my own experience, with tools like this, more expensive tools, DeWalt, Makita, things like that, Milwaukee, what you're gonna find is that people that buy these items usually buy them because they like that brand. They know that product. They probably are a professional. They're a contractor. They're doing something that they need a higher end tool, a better tool, a better build. So they go for these brands. Now what that means is the likelihood of them returning them are fairly small. I've probably got only a handful of returns in the past year selling DeWalt, Makita, and Milwaukee. And it's usually because it's not because the product is bad, or because they opened it or anything like that. Usually it's being returned because they found it at a better deal. That's it. So just understand, these are great brands. Now, so hopefully that little section made sense. Hopefully you understand how you can read these apps. Hopefully you can understand, okay, that when I send something in, it's not charging me for shipping. I need to factor that in. It's not charging me for the FBA fees. I need to factor all that stuff in. All these apps will do it. Okay? If you don't know what the pricing is, if you don't know how big the item is, if you don't know all that information and you're not plugging it into this app, then it's not going to give you the actual results that you need. It's not going to be accurate. So the proceeds, okay, what I'm making, my profit, if I'm not factoring in the cost of the goods, if I'm not factoring in the shipping, if I'm not factoring in Amazon FBA fees. Now if you're trying to factor in for merchant fulfilled and you're doing all that, but you're sending it into FBA, the difference is going to be night and day. You need to do FBA. You need to, especially on the Amazon sell up, they have those two different options. So when you go into gross proceeds, instead of it where it says seller, click on Amazon. Okay, because that is how you're going to do it. If you're doing Amazon FBA, if you're doing merchant, that's up to you. So let's jump in and talk about the different sourcing options. What are they? And I'm going to talk about 4. I'm going to talk about retail arbitrage, I'm going to talk about online arbitrage, I'm going to talk about wholesale, and I'm talking about private label. What are they and who are they for? So if you don't know, I started out with retail arbitrage. I got into online arbitrage, jumped into wholesale and private label right about the same time, and that is primarily where my business is to this day. So I started out with retail arbitrage. Let's start there. If you are new to Amazon FBA and you don't know exactly where to start, if you've never sent anything in, if you've never purchased something, sent it into Amazon and got it sold, start with retail arbitrage. Start with retail arbitrage or even thrifting. Okay, go to a thrift store, find new items that you can send in Amazon. The reason why I recommend this is because first, you're getting an understanding of how do I read a scanning app. The second thing, you are understanding the business side of it. Okay, I got the item in my hands. Now I'm gonna go package it up, I'm gonna list it and send it off to Amazon. How do I do that? If you don't know how to do that, why would you spend thousands and thousands of dollars on wholesale products or private label inventory? Because now you have it all sitting there at your house or your office or warehouse, and what do I do with it? I've never done this before. How do I go through these steps? Don't have $1,000 tied up sitting there doing nothing when you should have first learned how to do this process step by step all the way through and then move on. So like I said, if you're a beginner, start with retail arbitrage. You're probably wondering, well, okay, start with retail arbitrage. Go to a Walmart or a Target or Home Depot or Lowe's or Costco or whatever and buy stuff. That's great, but what if I don't have any of those stores around me? I live in a small town in, I don't know where. I don't know any small towns. Let's say I just have some, 60 or 80 miles to the nearest Walmart, and next to Walmart is the Target. Do I drive 60 or 80 miles, or could I just look online and see if I could buy some of these things online? If you live in a small town and you are nowhere near any bigger stores, any big, big box stores, Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, stuff like that, I recommend online arbitrage. The reason why I like online arbitrage, and I continue to use it to this day, is because I don't want to go out to all these stores and waste my time. It's not a waste of time, but when you go up to the cashier with 2 or 3 carts full of stuff, and everyone's looking at you, in the beginning, it's usually a little bit awkward, but then you get it all through, and it's taking you an hour or 2 hours to get your stuff through the line. I just wasted an hour or 2 hours standing in a line when I could have purchased pretty much all that same stuff online, and I wouldn't have had to worry about that checkout, okay? Because it would just come to me. Just come to my doorstep, my office, my home, wherever, warehouse, pack and ship company, wherever it's going. You don't have to worry about that. That's why I like online arbitrage, because if you don't have access to those stores, or if you don't like waiting in line, or if you want to get additional discounts, so you're using coupons, using discounted gift cards, using rebate sites, all that stuff, it all adds up. Every penny that you can save is another penny that you earn at the end of the year. So let's say you've been into retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, you've been doing thrifting, yard sales, all this stuff, and you've been making great money. Now is the time to really scale your business. You have probably found out that retail arbitrage is getting hard. There's things out there that you just can't make money on. You walk into stores and, I'm not making any money. I can't find anything. So maybe you're gonna go into wholesale, or maybe you go to Walmart and you pick up the exact same item every single time. If that's the case, flip that item over, look on the back of the box. Who is the manufacturer? Who's the company selling this thing? Contact them. Figure out, can I sell this product? Can I buy this product from you wholesale? If I can, do it. The reason why I like wholesale, and again tied in with private label as well, is because it frees up your time. You can purchase large quantities of certain inventory, have it shipped to you, have it shipped directly to Amazon, and you never have to worry about it again until it's time to reorder. Once you do that, once you get into this system, get into this circle, this little process, it's just repetitive. Okay, today, I know, okay, I should be selling 10 units of this item every single day, so by this date, I should have to do another reorder. A lot of things you can make automated. So that is why I like wholesale. Who it's best for? People that want to scale their business. If you're ready to move on to grow a bigger and bigger business, wholesale is a great option. Okay, so you've heard me talk about private label before. Why do I believe private label is a great business for almost anybody to get into? Now I say almost anybody because private label is one of those things that you need to understand how to build your brand. You need to understand that, and you don't have to, but I recommend building a brand around your private label products, because if you build a brand at some point, the way I look at it as more of an investor, not an actual business owner, is I want to have an exit strategy. What is my exit strategy? My exit strategy is always, I can sell. I can sell this business to some other person, some other entrepreneur, some other business owner, maybe another Amazon seller. So that is what I look at as far as a private label business is. I want something that, yes, I can make a lot of money with, but when the time comes where I'm done doing it, or I just don't want to do it anymore, or it's I don't know. There's so many things that could come up that will say, I just don't want to do it. I'm going to sell it. Let's try to move on. And by having a brand behind it, you can sell the entire brand. Maybe to a large company, not just to some small seller. You can sell your brand to a large company. Let's say you're doing toys, you sell it to Fisher-Price. So who is private label for? Private label is more for people that are wanting that long-term income, that are wanting to have that scalable business, but also something that they do not have to run every single day. With private label, especially for me now, okay, in the first few products I did, I was spending hours every single day trying to perfect these products, trying to perfect the listing, the advertisements, all that stuff. Now, 30 some products in, I don't do that. The reason why I don't do that is because over 30 some products, even over the first 10 or 15, you start to learn the process. You start to understand, okay, this is how it's done. This is the way you should be doing it. And once you get to that point, it's pretty much all repetitive. You understand the process, now you just have to repeat it. It's that simple. So, private label is more for people that want that business, but don't want to have to worry about sourcing every single day. The majority of what you're doing is not actually sourcing the product. The majority is not actually the research. The majority of what you're doing is creating the listing, doing great photos, and then making sure your ads are continuing to run and are optimized to the best of their ability. If you can do that and are very efficient and are very effective with it, you can be highly successful with private label on Amazon FBA. So I think that about wraps it up for this question and answers for Amazon FBA. If you guys have any other questions outside of what I answered in this video, please put those in the comment section below. Also, if you have any questions pertaining to any one of the questions that I actually answered here in this video, put those in the comment section below as well. And if you want me to do another video like this, talking about Amazon FBA and just the overall business questions that you guys have asked me in the past, please smash that thumbs up button so I know to create another video very similar to this in the near future. Now, if you guys like these videos, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.